Hello, everyone. Michael and Donovan here with a announcement of sorts. And if you are watching this, you're watching this on a brand new channel, Vanguard Productions. Welcome. Very excited to talk all things movies and games here with you guys. Just continuing the fun that we had from the Woodsboro retrospective on my channel and taking it full on. We're going to be covering a whole bunch of stuff, not just Scream related things. And I think we just had such a blast that we didn't want to let it die there, man.
Yeah, we were having conversations as we were like getting closer to the end of the Woodsboro retrospective. We were like, we want to keep doing this. We got to find a way. Like,
Yeah.
there are only so many Scream movies. There are only so many slashers for us to break down and overanalyze. So, something we've been cooking up for a while. Got some exciting things in the pod here, and now kind of just opening up the floodgates to talk about all sorts of movies, shows, games, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think without further ado, we should announce kind of what we're going to be doing first, at least the first couple shows that we're going to have going on the channel before we venture out a little bit more. We've had long discussions about what we wanted to do here. I think for now, we're going to start with these things, and we hope that you guys are excited for them as well. Movie trade. Let's start with talking about movie trade. Every other
Mhm.
week, we're each going to be suggesting a film to each other, whether that's a personal favorite from our youth or from now, something that neither of us had seen, something that maybe only one of us has seen that we wanted to share with the other person. The world is our oyster for these recommendations. We will be having some themed things, but I think for this first one, we kind of just wanted to do favorites to get to know, for you guys to get to know us a little bit more, and for us to get to know each other a little bit more. I think we were leaning towards favorites that neither of us had seen. So I guess we should kind of say that first before we even move on to the other show. What's your movie for this first episode of Movie Trade, man?
It's gonna be one of my favorite movies of all time. I'm confident in saying that. Sing Street. I love that movie to death. I've talked about it at length. We've talked about it off stream. I know you've never seen it, so
Yeah.
I am dying for you to watch it and for me to just have an excuse to talk about it again on the internet.
Yeah, I'm very excited to check it out. It's a movie that I've heard praised endlessly since its release, and I have just missed it. I own it on digital, so I can't wait to have a reason to watch it and to talk about it. I was kind of torn up, man, with what movie I was gonna pick here because
Mhm.
those of you that watch my channel know I have a very odd taste. Some of the movies that some would find awful, i.e., RoboCop remake, is a movie that I quite enjoy. And on the flip
Mhm.
side, there are many films that probably people anticipate me enjoying that I didn't quite like. And this is one of those movies that has quite a reputation, quite a very divisive reputation. And I wanted to keep it in the sing song family. So without further
Okay.
ado, I'm going to drop Song to Song as the first rec, uh,
Ooh, okay.
which I hope that people that are watching this give it the chance to watch both movies as well. It is a very obscure, weird film starring a bunch of people that you like. So I don't even want to say much about it, man. I'm just really curious to see what you'll think about it.
Mhm. Yeah, I've never seen this movie, never seen really anything of it in the trailers or whatever. So I'm
Yeah,
excited to dive into that. Yeah, that'll be fun. I think it's a cool show format. It's one you came up with. I think it's fun to just kind of compare and contrast movies, especially ones that have like similar themes, or maybe they came out during the same era, or maybe one draws inspiration from another, or maybe they're just completely unrelated, and we
yeah.
just do a twofer and kind
We
of
might
jump.
find out that these
Spectrum,
movies are far more connected than we anticipate. They both involve
right?
music and they both involve romance, I believe, to some extent. So, we'll see how we play with
Mhm.
those themes in different angles and whatnot.
Yeah, it's one I'm very much looking forward to, and I like they've got a little musical theme here to start.
Yeah,
Completely
unintentionally, but
random.
I wanted to do it. I wanted to full set. Donovan
Yeah.
had told me, his pick prior. I was torn up about my pick, so that was not entirely planned,
Yeah.
and it's gonna work out. I think this will be a fun one to start with.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. And of course, we have another show that we'll be doing here on Vanguard Productions called Franchise Fatigue, which is essentially going to be the Woodsboro retrospective model, just applied to other movie franchises. So if you
Yeah,
watch those, we went scream movie by scream movie, dove deep in episodes that were rivaling the length of the movies we were talking about in them. That's how deep we went, kind of a beat by beat, breaking down plot points, behind the scenes, drama, rumors, alternate scripts. Pretty much just diving all the way in and deeply processing our own feelings, kind of in real time about the movies. and
No.
we've got a laundry list of franchises, both long and short, that we've thrown out there that we'd be interested in talking about. A lot of horror, classic slasher, paranormal stuff, but also action movies, romance. I've got everything on this little doc over here, so I'm looking forward to kind of expanding that model and diving deep into some more stuff, getting a little analytical, over analytical, honestly, but you know,
Yeah, yeah. This is something that I've been looking forward to because we talked about, we had such a good time talking that, and we were both very familiar with Scream, though. I think going into that,
yeah,
I'm excited to try a couple of franchises that maybe neither of us have any base knowledge of. I mean, there's a ton. When I
yeah.
look at that list that we have, I'm like, my goodness, there's some franchises that I dread talking about probably that I've never seen that will probably not end up well, but there are others that I'm like, okay, that could be fun.
Yeah, there's a lot in there too, and we discussed a lot about like franchise length, right? Because obviously the name is a play on franchise fatigue, blah blah blah. And Scream was like a 6 movie series, five when we were originally creating the show, which is like a perfect run, I think, to where we're not like
Yeah.
suffering by the end, like, please God, let me stop watching and talking about these movies.
Yeah,
So we do have like a couple of smaller franchises, 3 films, but we've also got some longer running series in
definitely.
here that I'm interested to see how those wear on the mind.
Some of these I
Of
didn't
the
even know they had this many movies, to be honest with the audience. Like there are
Yeah.
movies on there are series on here that I'm just
Mhm.
flabbergasted by the amount of films that they actually have in their series.
Yeah. That'll be a good one, to do, and I'm not sure what our cadence is gonna be for those, probably monthly if I had to guess, 'cause that's what we did with
Yeah,
Woodsboro.
yeah,
Those are a bit more of an undertaking, not just preparing and recording, but even on the editing side, it's a lot of
most definitely.
content.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
And we want to give it the same love, even if it's something we're not as familiar with. We're definitely going to give it the same love that we gave Scream. So, yeah, that'll definitely take a little
mhm,
bit more time than the other stuff. And then yeah, we can kind of just talk about the monthly show where we're just going to be talking, all the new releases that we want to give some love to, maybe some stinkers that deserve some acknowledgement as well, some disappointments, and covering, a bunch of new releases at one time to kind of fight the copyright overlords who will not name drop in this video to avoid any further ramifications. But yeah, this seems to be the best way that we can tackle new releases while avoiding as many problems as possible on that end. And doing it in a way that is casual and fun without having to be like a sit down review. We're just gonna be talking movies. I think that's gonna be a lot of the fun of this. And we even have a possible Spider-Man 2 video planned with some fellas that you may have seen on my channel before, which I'm looking forward to also.
yeah, I'm looking forward to having, like, an informal, more laid back, just kind of review style thing where we'll throw out like, "Oh, yeah, you watched this, how was that?" Or, "This came out a few weeks ago,
Yeah,
it's currently bombing the box office, but it was really good." Don't get me wrong, I love my traditional sit down, 15 minutes, bullet point, movie
definitely.
reviews, but I think our content is at its best when we're just having a conversation, so I think that'll be a lot of fun to have.
Well said, my friend. Well said. And we're excited to have you guys on this journey. We're excited to finally be starting this. The strike just ended today.
True.
Yeah. So
Indeed.
we're very happy to be moving forward and to see what the next year of film is going to look like, the next decade of film, talking about it with you guys, going over some favorites, finding new ones. It's going to be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's it, man. We'll see you guys on the next one for probably a movie trade or that Spider-Man video. We will see you then. Bye bye.